friendly with the ladies on The View, but they didn't say anything about this week. Nothing. You know, because it's never been their thing to weigh in on the issues.
This is a 2-for-1 video. Bill Maher breaks his silence on Jimmy Kimmel and The View, who, by the way, if you didn't know, The View hasn't said a single thing about the Charlie Kirk assassination, nor have they condemned political violence, if I am not mistaken. At least that's according to Bill Maher. This is going to be good. I cut out a lot of the crap that I didn't like about this episode from Bill Maher because he is still pretty left, right? The guy's tendencies just go back to default liberalism, which is not good, right? But I kept in some funny things and some educational things. So I hope you enjoy it. All I ask is you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
I am not intimidated by the FCC, and if President Trump is watching, I have one thing to say to you. Have you lost weight? You look terrific.
There you go. There you go. There, he gets it.
But I think life is fucking weird.
Whoa.
It was 24 years to the day that I made comments on ABC that got me canceled from that network, and Jimmy Kimmel took my slot. Did you know that? At Politically Incorrect? Oh yes, I got canceled before cancel even had a culture.
I mean, that's you know, kind of poetic within itself, right? It is kind of poetic. I think what's going to be really good right now is when the late night shows, they start to change their rhetoric a little bit, because it's been so toxic. It's been so anti-American. They never made as much fun of Biden as what they do with Trump right now. And it's obviously crossed a line. It crossed the line with Jimmy Kimmel. And we just hope that it's going to stop crossing the line, right? That's it. Just stop crossing that line and stick to comedy.
This intimidation on the right is just so hypocritical. I mean, everyone is scared now, and they're all trying to kowtow. Good Morning America is now changing its name to Good Morning America, even the scum who didn't vote for Trump.
Okay. Looks like he wants to get canceled again. Come on, man. What's going on? The people are afraid of the right. The right is not resorting to violence, Bill. The right is, you know, quietly going to vigils for people that have been murdered. The right is getting shot at. You're on the wrong side of history right now by saying that the right is crossing a line or overreacting to certain things. This is starting to get pretty gross.
But I gotta say, and I'm friendly with the ladies on The View, but they didn't say anything about this week. Nothing. You know, because it's never been their thing to weigh in on the issues.
Women on The View are just so stupid. They didn't mention it once. They didn't say they didn't condemn political violence. They didn't say nothing. They just stayed quiet because it doesn't fit their narrative.
That's why they hired people named Joy and Sonny and Whoopi. I don't know. And, you know, Jimmy, look, I don't think what he said was exactly right. I don't. We don't agree on that. He didn't lose his job for it. He said the MAGA crowd was trying to characterize the assassin as anything but one of them, because the 22-year-old kid, his family was MAGA. As if a 22-year-old with a trans girlfriend never rebelled against their family. I mean,
there you go. But, and ultimately, I mean, you call it the ratings, call it whatever you want. It was very disingenuous and dangerous for Jimmy Kimmel to have labeled the shooter as MAGA when that clearly was not the case. It doesn't matter what kind of household the kid came from. He obviously was brainwashed. He obviously was radicalized to the point where he did something that 99.9% of the population would never attempt to do. He gave up his life to take somebody else's because he disagreed with what that somebody else was saying. Instead of using words with words, he went to violence. That's radicalization, and clearly it wasn't MAGA. So trying to label him as MAGA is just so dangerous.
But was he on the left? I don't know that either. And I hate to do this. I'm tipping the end of the show, which I work so hard on to keep a secret from the rest of the show. But it's too relevant. What I'm talking about at the end, I'm going to have to say now, which is that it is a fool's errand to try to say that these nuts who do these things are any team. Jimmy's wrong, I think, to put him in one team. But, you know, look at what this guy is doing. I mean, Jimmy has every right to be wrong, but look at this guy. He was doing porn video games with furries. He was on a game called Furry Shades of Gay 3.
I mean, that's kind of left wing. That's kind of left wing, Bill. And it absolutely is a radicalization from the left. You're seeing the media regurgitate similar talking points. Democrat politicians and the party are regurgitating those talking points. The left allows this to exist. The left almost enables this type of rhetoric and this type of behavior of the furries and all of that crap. This is gross. This is what's disgusting about the left. And this is what happens with the radicalization of the left. Now, would this kid have been invited to a Kamala Harris event? I don't know. Probably not. Seems like the kid was way too far radicalized to be like a, you know, just like your average left of center person. But the entire Democratic Party and the media pushes those narratives, which lead to, as we've seen, the radicalization of people that are on the left, that resort to political violence instead of using their words. That's the danger. That's the reality of this. And ignoring it, you're being quite ignorant by doing so.
This kid is in his basement with VR goggles on, getting virtually ass-fucked by a cartoon wombat? And you're going to put politics into this?
Yeah, because even in Canada, they've got, in some schools, okay, like pre-high school, they've got cat litter boxes for kids who identify as a cat to go piss and shit in. So yes, this is a real left-leaning ideology. Okay, being into furries, you don't even have to be that radical on the left to be into that stuff. It's gross. You see it with the pride parades, with naked people walking around at child events. It's disgusting what's going on. This
kid doesn't belong in either party. He belongs in a straitjacket.
Agreed.
He's an outpatient who should not be out.
But we'll probably not ever see a straitjacket, and it'll probably be a death penalty within a few months, is what I'm guessing.
The right to be wrong, or to have any opinion you want. That's what the First Amendment is all about. I was defending it last week on the show against what they're doing in England against the left. Come on, guys, be fair. Now Trump is going after the New York Times. He sued them for $15 billion. He said they're a mouthpiece of the Democratic Party. You know what, Don? They are. You're right. And that's their right to be that. Like there's not 1,000 people on the right who are your mouthpiece? Okay, that's how we work it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little different when you're some of the largest media organizations in the country that are constantly pushing certain narratives, and you're supposed to be able to remain in the middle. You're supposed to be remaining as a journalist, and that doesn't exist anymore. Journalism seems to go out the window. Everyone's got a bias. I'm honest about my bias. I like Trump. I don't toe any middle ground. I'm to the right of center, absolutely. But when you're a mainstream media outlet, like what CNN is supposed to stand for, it's supposed to be unbiased journalism. Yet, obviously, it's not. And Bill Maher just admitted that the New York Times, or whatever the hell, is literally a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. Yeah, that's absolutely wrong. Absolutely, because you're brainwashed. That's literal propaganda for an entire nation, which is why you've seen such wokeness take over parts of America. It absolutely is a problem.
This country, and he is mad at the New York Times today. He put a tariff on Wordle.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, no, it's obviously very, very gross what is going on. And if Bill Maher can't get his head out of his own ass, I mean, he's just becoming more and more part of the problem. That, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and see you guys in another one. Bye for now.